Hello everybody, I am Dr. Edmond Fernandes and I would today talk to you about what and how do you build a career in public health. A lot of times I get a lot of queries from students who've completed their MBBS, their dental studies, physiotherapy, nursing, microbiology, biochemistry, and a lot of other allied health sciences, asking about what is this Masters of Public Health program all about? What are the career opportunities that we can get? What is the job market like? And where will this field take us in the future? Mixed opinions, confusing opinions are available on YouTube, on different platforms. There are different universities also offering online program where you can do your Masters of Public Health. But here is the catch. If you want your skill sets to be developed, to be groomed, to be nurtured, and to have that sharpness and efficiency, never do a Masters of Public Health program online if you have completed your bachelor's degree. Here's the crux of the matter. First, never pursue an online Masters of Public Health degree unless you are an industry professional who has been working there for a number of years and now wants to do a master's degree. If you are an entry-level student just out of bachelor's programs, pursuing a full-time Masters of Public Health MPH, which is a graduate program, must be your path. Now let's come to what are the kind of topics one can learn in an MPH program. Usually the MPH program is modularly divided into 4 semesters. You will learn topics ranging from the history of public health to epidemiology, to understanding the crux of clinical trials, to learning about occupational and environmental health, research methodologies, the various kind of research techniques that you need to implement in looking at disease diagnostics and also looking at advanced research. Then you learn about public health nutrition, demography and family planning, health systems management, international organizations and the development sector, and you also learn tools related to biostatistics and the softwares that can be used to manage data. It is often confusing and a lot of people try to emphasize the importance of biostatistics first instead of building you into a public health professional first. That's a very wrong approach taken by a lot of academic institutions, wherein you learn biostatistics, you keep learning biostatistics and softwares, and then looking at your competence in epidemiology, in policy making, in management, in looking at ground realities of how do you implement programs, it ends up in a failure where you do not really know and understand topics. Just imagine different programs ranging from clean drinking water to infectious disease outbreaks to water sanitation hygiene, addressing the burden of hunger and malnutrition, addressing the issues emerging out of climate change and its implications on human health, looking at the burden of adolescent problems, mental health, family issues, relationships, non-communicable diseases, right from diabetes to hypertension to dyslipidemia to hyperuricemia. The world is grappling with problems, let alone the pandemics ranging from COVID-19 to the Middle East respiratory diseases to SARS, Ebola. Forget about all those things. So here's the opportunity. What can you really do after a career in public health? Once you have earned your Master's of Public Health degree, sky is the limit. You can take up government jobs, work as consultants in the Ministry of Health, in state governments, in respective countries, wherever you come from and wherever you belong. You can join non-government organizations who are working on the ground. You can join academic institutions if you like teaching. You can indulge in research, joining research organizations. You can join philanthropy organizations, indulge in fund giving services. You can also look at corporate social responsibility, where different foundations are looking at public health programs to aid their ongoing initiatives. That means to say government jobs, non-government organizations, United Nations, corporate companies, pharmaceutical companies, academic institutions, research bodies, philanthropy organizations. The scope is huge. But don't forget, nurturing your skill sets to achieve this is highly critical. I get an ocean of requests every time where students want to do internships with us, learn about different skill sets. And whenever I also interview candidates who have finished their Masters of Public Health, and then they quote whatever prices and salaries they're looking at, and then I quote back what are the skill sets they have, they often tell me that I want to learn on the job, I want to pick up, I want to nurture my skills. But friends, you enter a job market to work in the industry to deliver results, not to nurture your skill sets. Your skill sets have to be nurtured while you are in your academic institution learning the art of public health. Don't be under the impression that getting a Masters of Public Health degree entitles you for X, Y, or Z salaries. What the industry wants today is efficiency and result. That's what you need to achieve. So my next question to a lot of public health students who complete is, how many publications do you have? Research publications. How many grants have you raised independently? How many workshops have you attended? How many workshops have you conducted? How many conferences have you presented your papers in? Which places or difficult areas have you traveled? For many of these questions raised, the answer is in negative. But when it comes to salary, they have high expectations. That's not a quality of a super competent public health professional. Your negotiation of salaries must come last. You have to offer your skill sets, so much so that the organization, the interviewer, the employer feels obliged to give you something better. That's how you need to go about building your career in public health. 2 years flies off. Before you start to understand the subjects, before you start reading, 2 years is gone. You have your dissertation work, you have field visits, and then when you look at it, it's too late. So my urgent appeal to a lot of potential public health people is that spend your 2 years wisely, efficiently, and make sure you read at least 3 hours every day. In the previous videos, I have talked about the different books that needs to be read and must be read if you're pursuing public health. Look that up and read those books. While you are in your master's program, make sure you have covered range of skill sets. It could be grant writing, it could be article writing, it could be publications, it could be program implementation, it could be research. Consolidate your skills. That will be your brand incarnate. The next thing I would like to talk to you about is how do you select where do you want to do your Masters of Public Health? Where do you want to pursue your MPH program? This is very critical. The first thing people look at is whether I should go abroad, whether I should study at some fancy universities in foreign countries. So this raises two questions. If you are looking at migrating out of India or the Asian setting, studying abroad makes sense, although it comes with a heavy price. But if you want to get a fancy degree from a foreign country, studying public health in an alien land and wanting to implement those skills in a diverse country like India, or for that matter any other country, then you will be a total failure doing your master's program abroad and wanting to secure a job in India. That's not the right way. Identify institutions in India which offer a blend of theory and practical learning. Anybody can get a degree. Question is, are you competent in the industry? Do you have the practical ability to contribute effectively to a public health program you are in and do justice to it? Find a university which gives you practical and theory learning side by side. This becomes extremely critical in shaping your mindset, in looking at how you are aligned for a public health program, and shaping you into the kind of individual you are going to be. Don't look for a campus life, because you're not coming here for having fun. You're coming here to be competent. You're coming here to earn a degree. A campus life is essential, no doubt, but that's not your primary goal. Second thing, don't look about fees, don't look about where do I want to go, which location is ideal, which is conducive, where's my comfort zone. If you're looking to work in your comfort zone, then public health is not the career choice for you, because public health is somewhere where you will get into settings, environments of discomfort. You will have struggles, you will have to work hard. There may be challenges, both physical challenges and also psychological challenges. But the end satisfaction of bringing that kind of change and result for the communities is priceless. It's something you really cannot put into words, but rather only appreciate in the remembering. So moral of the story in picking up a university is make sure you have practical skills, 50% theory, 50% practical. While you are studying your public health, you are exposed to programs, you are exposed to research, you are exposed to field visits, unparalleled. And that's the kind of university you need to pick and select. There's no point spending your 2 years learning theory, going to the library, chatting with friends, and then saying, hey, I'm ready for a job now. That's not how you're going to get a job. There's this principal difference in life. Do you want a job to make money, or do you want a job that can change people's lives and at the same time support your well-being. Being a public health professional presents us with two questions. What can you do for the community, and what can you learn from the community? So if you are looking out for a career in public health, if you have completed your bachelor's in medicine, dental, nursing, physiotherapy, allied health sciences, or any other science background for that matter, pursuing an MPH program will transform your life, will put you on a different platform, but ensuring you have the skill sets, ensuring you're doing justice during your MPH program, ensuring you're working hard, that's very, very crucial and critical for sustainability from a standpoint of personal growth and also from a standpoint of contributing to nation building and contributing to the world. My last words, anybody can get an MPH degree. Question is, can you make the difference? I would be very happy to connect with students looking at taking up a public health degree. Check the filler in this video and connect with me. Call me anytime you want. Happy to work with you moving forward. And let's celebrate the art of public health in the true spirit of the term. Thank you very much and have a good day. Bye-bye.